not gonna lie, it's getting a bit worryingly white around here today. Like they said, sleet, but it looks a bit more snowy than sleety. I'm not even sure what the difference is. I think sleet's more rain, snow is obviously snow. But it's definitely got a snowy vibe going on the way to work today. So I did find a Christmas market this weekend, and it's in a really pretty town that's kind of on a hill. So I might go and check that out this Saturday if I get a chance. If it's not a foot of snow, which I hope it won't be. But this whiteness this morning's got me thinking, what are we going to be doing today at the chateau? I'm not a huge fan of winter, if I'm honest. It's definitely getting whiter the closer I get to the chateau. Definitely. I just saw some cows completely covered in snow just in the field back there. Well, looking back on it, maybe they were just white cows. But that's beside the point. The point is, snow is happening here. And I have a funny feeling we're going to be potentially sticking tarps to a roof today. Ugh. I think the expression is rain stops play here at the chateau, but this will give me a chance to go and do some shopping. I think I need to go and replenish my fridge with food. Might even get out and have a spot of lunch somewhere. Do you know what I could go and do? Now I have a bit of time. Go and see that bike mechanic. See if that bike's ready. Oh, are you Nick from YouTube? See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. And off we go again. Right, shopping shopped. And since we're in this town, let's see if we can go and have a look at this mechanic and see if the bike is ready. He's not there today. Let's go and find a nice cup of coffee somewhere. Blue. Right, so the bike is not ready, but it's the next in line to be finished, if that makes sense. He does he's a normal bike shop, but then he does do triathlon bikes and, fancy bikes that take a bit of setting up and building properly. And then my bike. So it is worth the wait, but he tells me he's just finishing this fancy triathlon bike, and it's very fancy. And then after that, he's going to put my bike back together, and I can collect it either this weekend or the weekend after next, whenever I get a chance to get into him. So that's good news. I'm also on the hunt for some tasty, tasty Guinness for two reasons. One, I quite fancy a glass of Guinness sitting by the fire tonight. And two, I'm planning on making a stew. Most likely be a slow cookered stew. But I do like to chuck in a can of Guinness, maybe a bit of red wine. Not just Guinness and red wine, obviously there will be other ingredients. Many of you have sent me recipes for tasty, tasty stews. But one thing I don't have to put in said stew is Guinness. So, gotta hunt some of that down first. Just follow my nose. That way. Carrefour, which means crossroads. Also happens to be a shopping centre. Shopping centre? Not a shopping centre. Supermarket, that's the one. And there's definitely Guinness in there. Where about my wallet?
I don't think they've any Guinness.
There's not one drop of Guinness in that Carrefour. That's what's wrong with this country. Kidding. I love living here. France is brilliant. Please don't ask me to leave because I can't find Guinness. I do know Intermarché does some, I think. And there's one not overly far from here that I might see if I can. It's an interesting little town, this Bergenoff place. I've been here a few times now. And there's a tower here that I went to go and see a while ago, but I've actually tried twice to go and have a look at this tower. It's called the Tower de Zizim, and it was closed both times, but apparently during the Second World War the Germans used to imprison resistance fighters in the tower, and so that you go in and there's like old cells kind of built into the tower. It's quite cool apparently. And then further back than that, I think around the time of the Crusades, there was a prince in prison there for a while, but I think he was imprisoned. He was like imprisoned to be ransomed off, kind of thing. So I think he was imprisoned in relative luxury, in that he had like the run of the tower and like someone to cook someone to cook food for him and stuff like that. And he's been held for like a ransom. I'm not quite sure what the crack is with that story. I'd really like to go and find out, but it's always closed when I get here. And it's got something to do with the Knights Templar as well, I think. So all in all, sounds like an interesting little spot, but it's always closed whenever I'm in this town. So, and I'm not going today because it's absolutely peeing down the rain. Success on the Guinness. So I got 4 cans and they were having an offer. So I got 1 can free, 4 in total. So that's the Guinness restocked and the stew ingredients assembled. Now I gotta go and make a stew. Well, it's still cold here. And I tell you what, Nick was right about the wind. It is picking up. I'd have to go out of my way a bit to find that Guinness, but it's quite a nice pretty little town here as well. Right, home and light the fire. Oh my God. It's just a horrible winter's day. Ugh. Well, that's where it all went to pot, really. So I got home, lit my fire, and the wind was howling. It was gusting 100 kilometers an hour or something like that. So I said, well, better go check on the neighbors, see if they're okay, because a lot of them are elderly. So I went out and had a look around the place. One of the neighbors had a barn door come off. Another couple had some trees down across their driveway, stuff like that. So a few of us went out with chainsaws and managed to clear away everything that was sort of in the way before it got dark. And I'm just back in the door. Yeah, knackered. So the old stew's not going to happen. It's probably going to be toast for dinner. But that's just the way it goes here in rural France. When it gets stormy, everyone just sort of pitches in and checks on everyone else and makes sure they're all okay. So I'm going to end the vlog there and go and eat something. And hopefully my fire is still kind of going. So thank you very much for watching. And it was good to have a chat. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.